First, like when you tell your family, I'm doing a film, the Salman Khan's movie, who's the happiest for you?
More happy when I was doing the film with Shah Rukh because
Yes.
they all know what a crazy fan I am of his, and
Right.
I've been for so many years since Dar. My process and my acting is between action and cut,
Right.
and if I'm convinced 200% with my take, my work is done.
When you got a Shah Rukh Khan movie, then how do you announce?
What
Who
did
do
I
you
do
tell?
when I got the Shah Rukh Khan?
Who
I
did
don't
you
think
first tell?
I'm working with him and with DCA,
yeah.
so he was the first person I did.
Right.
Hi, this is Ridhi Dogra, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama with Rohit.
Even though you may have production experience, you may know what all these people are doing, acting is a different ballgame.
Yeah.
When did you decide I should learn this? Like I should get to know how they do?
So I think initially when I started acting, I was enjoying myself on every set, and I would say I was blessed that I got like very interesting people right from the start. Like
Okay.
my first initial, and I still hold her in very high regards. I'm very much in touch with her. Is an actor called Joyshri Arora,
Okay.
who's done Bunyad, then Hum Log, I think, and she was playing Shah Rukh's mother in Chak De. So she was in front of me, and I remember in between the takes, I would ask her, how do you cry? How do you...
Yeah.
So she would teach me Navras. She would actually tell me how do you do your expressions. And then I had a really good director from my first... I think I was blessed. I think, it's like blessings.
Yeah, right people.
Right people, yeah. I had this great director who's no more. He's my guide. He's somebody who's taught me everything. Like
Okay.
I used to always tell Wasim sir that whatever I know, good, bad, ugly, is because of you. So if I'm not good, it's on you. If I'm good, it's on you. So I was always blessed to or Diya Singh, she's she's a television producer, but she's such a fabulous writer, passionate about what she does and her characters. So I think my initial experience was a school in itself.
Right.
And I always looked at my work like that, Rohit. Like I always thought that I am coming here, I want to add value.
Yeah.
It was something I saw years later in an interview George Clooney say that, what is the difference between you and me, and why am I an actor and you're not? Because I add value to the written material.
Right.
And so I remember that was how I did it from the beginning.
Right.
That I just want to go on a set and learn. If I'm here, then I want to learn. I just don't want to sit here and faff and do hair and makeup and look pretty.
Yeah.
So.
And what he's also saying that there's so much respect for written material first.
Yes.
And that's what every actor, now everybody talks about how important writing is. Yeah. When did you learn all these things? As you went ahead?
Yes, as I went ahead, I think I took television. I didn't really, like I said, I don't have a plan. I go with the flow. But I took television seriously in the sense that I understood that this is it may not be giving me many other things. It may not be, it may give me great money. It may not be, people may look. I always knew how people are viewing television and how I knew that, I have friends who are working in films at that time, and, how they would talk about me or my contemporaries. So I knew, Ridhi, you're here. Just put your blinders on and do your work and do better, because if I go and do my work every day, I'll be exactly where I am today. But let me go. The good thing about what I had was I could every day see the telecast and see where I'm going wrong, what I'm doing right. Many other things are not in my control, but what's in my control is what I do with my craft. Okay. So I think that was great. And then when I took the break from television, I did a lot of acting workshops.
Okay.
I also I think started living life. I realized that very early that to be a good actor, I need to live a good life.
Right.
That was very important.
TV is time consuming.
Yeah.
TV, there's a lot of writing just happening on the sets. There are people saying all these things that you said. Were you doing something that you didn't want to do?
Never. So I was doing this.
Were you doing something that you were not enjoying?
No, not really. There was just one particular show, that also because there were some changes and I had already committed. So I remember I was not happy on that particular set, and it was very, very hard for me, and I was cribbing a lot. So I remember at that time I had decided, because I was told by my people that you're cribbing a lot. You need to leave your work where it is. So I decided that I am never going to do anything which does not make me happy, or where I feel like if I have even one doubt, I'll not do it.
Right.
So I would say honestly that maybe I'm a little privileged
Privileged,
and
yeah,
blessed
yeah.
that I could do that.
Right.
Although it's not like I mean, you know, I chose to do it. It's
But
not
that
like
privilege is earned. It's not something someone has
it's
given you on a platter.
nobody's given it to me on a platter, and it's also not like I come from, you know, like
Yeah.
a lot of money. I mean, I've never
Hmm.
taken my parents' money and everything, so I have reduced my means, but I will not do.
Not do it.
I've done that. Like I've gone from, you know, a really luxury brand of, you know, maybe this is
Sure,
during those
sure.
years when I
Yeah.
was making those calls, you know, when I was taking those calls mentally, that I'll not take my products from this luxury brand. I'll
Okay.
take this local brand, and I'll
Right.
make changes in my life, but I'll not do
Not.
work that I don't want to. I'll not build my lifestyle up and then do the work and make money, you know.
That's amazing. Where does this come from in you? Because it's so inviting to say every actor I've interviewed has done some, roles for money. They
Right,
say it.
right.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that I haven't, and I haven't had to, and I think God, it's God's blessings. You know, something or the other happens. I do feel also that, you know, the world I live in, the time that I'm an actor in the world, and the way things are, we are blessed. We have social media, so we
Yeah.
have a channel
Right.
of you know, commerce open for
Correct,
us,
correct.
and there's events which again Shah Rukh Khan has opened for all of us. You know that
Yeah.
you know, appearances and stuff. And I'm being very honest
yeah,
about it.
of
So I'd
course.
much rather make my money there, but I'll not do work where I'll not be happy.
Your art part should be
It just
creatively
yeah, it
satisfying.
has to be. Otherwise, I'll be a big cribber and it'll be a big problem. Forget everything else. Everyone's going to be like, oh my God, she can really crib. And people have seen me crib. So.
Wow. Then comes this, now there's come a time where you have non-stop flow of work for past quite years, and going ahead also there's a lot to talk about. Now you have reached a point कि काम की तो tension नहीं है. There's no headache of
No,
getting more work.
I'm never like that. I always you know, we all want to do better than what we're doing, right? So I feel like, okay, now I'm really in complete touch with my audience since television. I follow their feedback. I listen to what they say
Right.
about my craft and about what I'm doing and the choices I'm making.
Right.
So I do feel like now that they have appreciated me so much, I
Right.
want to do better. You know, I
Right.
want to do something more challenging, and maybe now the challenge should come from the teams I work with.
Yeah,
You know, maybe
yeah.
they should feel like, okay, let's give her this, and she would pull it off. So yeah,
Right.
that's
You said Asur, you were not completely convinced about it, but you went with the director's vision.
right.
But how does one do that if you don't understand what's written, and
Yeah.
if it's not clicking, connecting with you, it's a gamble, it's a risk?
No, it didn't. It clicked with me.
Okay.
But what happens is, you know, we are not given scripts before you come on board.
Okay, right, correct.
You know, so you're given your scenes, you're told your part, you're told this is the world, this is where you fit in. That's it. That's all we're saying. So how would you know?
Yeah.
It's only when I met Barun,
Right.
who was there with me
Yes.
and in the show, and I told him that I've got this show and I think you're doing it. He told me that the story is amazing because he was
Okay.
already on board.
Right.
So that when I had, and he would not, like, he's
Yeah,
also
so he
very
won't just
no
say it.
nonsense person. So he
Right.
would not, he would have told me mat kar, you know, if it's not a good part. So I went with that, and then I sat down with the director, writer, and just kept understanding more and more. And you know, I've seen it with every project that you have to pull things out.
Right.
You know, so, and this was a tricky writing. The writing is very like mythology, technology. There's
Yeah,
so much
yeah,
going
yeah,
on,
yeah.
science, and you know, there's the thriller aspect of it also. So the serial killing in the first season.
Yeah.
So it was too much going
On paper, though, it must be something else.
Exactly. Second one, I understood a lot more because I know now. I know my
what
writer.
space,
I
right.
know my writer. I know my director. I know what
Right.
they're thinking. But how would I know the first
Right,
one? So,
right.
yeah, that's why I wanted to do a screenplay writing course
Right.
to understand.
Right. One thing I like about you is that you keep saying that, a lot of people come to you and say, yeah, achha, wo achha. You want to hear what's not good. You want to hear what's not worked for them. Why is that? You are a critic's dream, but why is that? Are you not 100% confident that I'm doing this perfect, or you want to just become better?
I want to just become better, and I also my process and my acting is between action and cut.
Right.
And if I'm convinced 200% with my take, my work is done.
Okay.
So then I want to know, yes, if the director says he's not convinced, then I'll ask him,
Right.
what do you want,
Right.
and all of that. But that's why I want
Feedback. Right.
because I gave my 100%, but what is it that
After
may
that.
not have worked? So I always look for the for that because it's good for me. It's like helping me be better.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Fair.
I look at myself like a clean slate. I'm
Right.
not really. I mean, anything I do is not absolute. I can do anything.
You can always upgrade it and change it.
Yeah, exactly.
Then comes a time when every actor would like to be a part of big films, which you are now. And first came Tiger. Came Tiger in your. So how one when you first like when you tell your family I'm doing a film, the Salman Khan's movie. Who's the happiest for you?
Salman. Everybody was happy. Everybody was over the moon, and everybody wanted to travel with me because I was traveling out of the country.
Right.
And I was like, "Hey, that's not happening. Just
Right.
relax, all
Right.
of you." But everybody was happy. I
Right.
think. Also, everyone was more happy when I was doing the film with Shah Rukh because they all
Yes.
know. They all know what a crazy fan I am of his,
Right.
and I've been for so many years since Dar.
Right.
Yeah, they were happy, but I don't talk so much about my work. So
To your family friends.
yeah, I don't
Because
I like to just do my work.
okay.
Like I feel like
Not superstitious or something.
no, it's not superstitious. I mean, I did tell my friends about Tiger once I reached the set.
Okay.
When I was out and I
Okay.
was on set, that's when I told
That's
them
when
that
you
I'm doing this.
But when when you get a Shah Rukh Khan movie, then how do you announce?
What
Who
did
do you
I
tell?
do when I got the Shah Rukh Khan?
Who
I
did
don't
you
think
first tell?
Who did I first tell? I think I told actually Rajiv Masand because
okay.
he is, I'm working with him and with DCA.
yeah.
So he was the first person I did tell,
Right.
and then he told me how to go about it. I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell my friends.
How did you manage that?
Yeah, I was pinching myself,
Yeah.
right? Like you're like, will this happen? And because you've been around for so long, I've seen so many things not happen also.
Right. What if it does? Yeah.
So yeah, then it feels very bad, when it doesn't happen. So I have learned it. I won't say the hard way, but I've learned to like just be patient, and
Right.
when it happens, it happens. So
Right.
even with Jawan, once I was on set, I don't think even then I told anybody. I wrote
Right.
so much about it. I did so much of like just writing. I don't think I was talking to anybody.
Writing.
Yeah, I was just writing my feelings for like being on the set and what it means. Like you said, a girl from Delhi who didn't want to be here, and suddenly she's here. I was going through all that because Shah Rukh for me was this, I mean, as a girl, he meant so much to me, not as an aspiring actor.
Yeah.
And it was just like, my God, I can't believe this is
This
happening.
man. Yeah. And all this that you're writing will someday become something?
I don't know. I am writing a lot. But I do realize I'm not a storyteller. So
Okay.
bummer,
Two different things.
So I don't want. I mean, I would love to collaborate, and I have my mind open and eyes open for that. I would love to collaborate with a storyteller because I have a lot of ideas, and and I'm good at collaborating.
Nice.
Hi, this is Ridhi Dogra, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama with Rohit.